Well, shit talker back. This is it. This is what some pink person is saying about Martin Luther King. It is 21 minutes and 5 seconds long. It was funny. It was not in my history, nor was it in my likes. If I want to talk about something, I am going to like it. Now, it said it added to my likes. It added to my likes the other day. I also took it here. It says more. No, I put it add to. See? I took it and I added this. This came up. And I added it to watch later. I added it to watch later because I knew I wanted to watch it later. See? And I hit right here, watch later. And for some reason, I noticed, even when I was hitting it, see how the rest are open, but watch later has a lock on it? I didn't understand that. But everything I put in there had a lock on it, and everything is there. But this was not there. So now let's go into it and see what this man says about Martin Luther King. Destroy Zog. I have to see what the fuck that means. He wants to destroy. C-O-G. Wow. They came under Zog. Scientist occupation government. Wow. Okay. So now let's see what he says. It's called The Beast as Saint. The Beast as Saint. The truth about Martin Luther King Jr. with CC duration of 21 minutes. Think closed caption. The Beast as Saint. The Beast as Saint what? The Beast is Alistair Crowley. And his ass ain't. You know, he looks so much like Jenkins that they could be brothers. I used to say that when I saw Martin Luther King as a child, I did not like him. Not at all. I remember he was on the news and he was saying, well, all people, white people and black people or some shit walk together holding hands going to school. Are you fucking nuts, man? What the fuck is wrong with this man? Although I was young, really, really young. 6, 7, or 8, something like that. I did not curse. And I said these things in my head. And then I turned to Frankie J and I said, I don't like him. And she says, why? I said, he wants me to go to school holding white boys and white girls' hands. And I don't want to do that. I never liked them. Frankie J will tell you, even in the womb, I did not like them. If she talked to them and I was in the womb, I would kick the shit out of her and just kick her all day and all night, maybe for 2 or 3 days, just kick. And she noticed that it was because she talked to them that I would start this massive kicking. And then she said when she had me, because I was pink, and of course I had no hair, I was bald-headed, so I looked like a pink child. And they wanted to touch me a lot. And she noticed that when they touched me, I would cry as though I had gas. No, I don't want them touching me. Do not allow these motherfuckers to touch me. I don't know. It had to be a past life where I don't like them. Because I was born this way. And my Abba Jenkins, my Abba, my high school teacher, they all told me that I had to learn to get along with them because I lived in the same world. We all lived on the same planet. And my Abba really taught me how to be cordial toward them. So those that don't bother me, yes, I am cordial toward you. But those who act like Neanderthals, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck your mama. Fuck that nasty ass caveman pussy you came the fuck out of. I mean that. These niggas with all these patents, fuck them. And the caveman Neanderthal brains. And they rule shit. So he does. He looks like Jenkins, and I did not like him as a child. But as I got older, and my Abba asked me if I will allow certain people, and certain ones were with me for years, and I knew. I may not have known who they were, because I would not even allow them to introduce themselves. I had enough entities to talk to. And I may say they are entities, but maybe they are just clusters of my brain cells communicating with my pineal gland. That's the way I look at it, so I keep myself as sane as I can. So now let's go and see what this pink dude is saying the truth about Martin Luther King Jr. is. And Martin Luther King looks like Donald Douglas Jenkins. They can be brothers. And I wonder sometimes, can Dallas Goldberg take him and Jenkins and say they are the same people because they look alike? Do you know that Dallas Goldberg said that Umar Johnson and I just always call him Madea. I don't know his name. I know his name, I can't remember it because I always call him Madea. That's what I do. I just call actors by the name. Like Pretty Woman. I don't know what her name is, but I always call her Pretty Woman. Someone always knows her name though. I know Angela Bassett came and took her spot, and I know her name. Not Angela Bassett. I think Angela Bassett is the black one. See? I don't know. And I'm not going to let them confuse me. But Dallas Goldberg said that Umar Johnson and the guy that plays Madea, he writes all the plays and stuff. He said that they are the same people. See, I told you sometimes he is a liar. Sometimes Dallas Goldberg is a liar because they are crooked. They do not know how to remain straight. Now, Umar Johnson, I have listened to him and I have seen Madea's movies and plays or whatever. I look at both of their mentality. You know, like their thoughts, the things they talk about, the things Umar Johnson talks about, the things that I'm going to get his name. Someone woke up. I'm going to ask them what is his name. The things that he writes about, you know, his plays, his movies and stuff. If Umar Johnson and the man who plays Madea, if they are the same people, then that man is truly bipolar. And really no such thing as bipolarism either. That was when they started to play games in our minds to make us that way. And the psychiatrists are the one who came up with bipolar. That is not true. However, yes, Dallas Goldberg said that they are the same people. They are not. They are not. And there are some more he says it's this person, and they are not. And these are all melanated people who he is saying these things about. How about that? He says they are the same people and they are not. And I know that they are not. However, when I was younger, I did not like him. And when my Abba asked me if I will allow other people in, my Abba asked me. It was my choice. Because they had information for me that's dealing with not just my lineage and my history, but what is going on. A lot of these men who I allowed to come into my room to teach me, they are dead. They were murdered, brutally murdered, and some of them were sexually raped. I was going to say sexually assaulted, but they said they were raped. Fuck that sexually assault. They were raped. They are men of renown, and they were raped, some. So I allowed him in, and I told my Abba I do not like him. My Abba said he has another side to tell you. He is from the other side. He has things to tell you. He told me a lot of things. Now, he has 70, 89 around his neck. Wow, add that shit up. Let's see. 24, which is 6. 2 is because he is someone's son. The number 2 equals your children. Your son and your daughter, they equal your children. And most of the time, if you are going to Hebrew with this in the signs of harm, if you will find Ben, because it's your son or your daughter is your child. But Ben also can represent the son in Hebrew. Ben can also represent the son. And he is the son with 24 around his neck. Then they have this on one side and Black Power on the other and him in the middle. So are they telling me that he is playing tug of war with these. Whatever he was doing, he did want to free the so-called black man. He did want to do that. That he did. He just did it the way I did not like. I didn't want to hold hands with them. I never want to hold hands with them. Now he said, this is the truth. Let's see how much of a liar he is. With his music also. Why did he say when the communists, let's go back. Why did he say when the communists took over the country? Look at what he is calling a commie. That is a black man with the Star of David. And he has eyes so that he can see. This is a black man. They have colored him red. A so-called black man, a melanated man. Even if he is the color red, he is not pink, is he? Look at his hair. It is a fro. So we are not the communists. Wow. So we took over a country, and we are. So the communists came and took over our countries. It has to be. It cannot be us who are the communists. I looked that word up 2 years and years and years ago. I am so confused. There is your Hitler. There is your tower. One of the first things they did. Their bombs. Hitler, the bombs and the towers. They did the bombs first. Then they did these two things together. All together. See the tower. And the bombs. And the Hitler. Hey. Yeah. What is the man name who plays Medea? Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is his name. Tyler Perry. Look. See the fist? See the fist? Who is this? Who is this man? He is Nelson Mandela. Now they play a movie on him and they tell you a lie about that too. Wow. You will believe anything. And who is he standing with? And he has his hand up too. So is he with us? Is he? I don't know. Not wrong right here. Because I'm not talking about Mandela right now. But Mandela, he will come and speak to me too. And he will tell me the truth. He's only been dead for a while. I'm sure he will come. Because they murdered him too. He was the first man in my life, in my time, for them to perform a lobotomy. They performed a lobotomy on my Abba too. That's why my Abba used to roar, and when he came out, he didn't even purr. I was like, wow, what the fuck is going on? So I had to dig, and I dug deep and found he had been lobotomized. And after years, a couple of years later, after I found my Abba had been lobotomized, there were some brothers, they were on YouTube, and they were speaking of him. And they said he had been lobotomized too. And that would make sense of how he used to be before he went to prison. And then he comes out of prison. He was a whole different person. He had been lobotomized. And look what is behind him. So, does the Communist Party, I did research, it appeared that the Communist Party were like a community who actually cared about people, but then there were those at the top who were only out for money, so I became confused. And with all the other things too, in capitalism, I researched that too, and that's very confusing too. I cannot hear because I told you when other people wake up, their energy flows with my energy. I cannot hear, so I will return. I have nothing else to do but talk my ass off. Shit talker out.